I was born here. My family is Cuban. We're undoubtedly very still connected to our culture and so on and so forth. But we don't talk a lot about kind of what's happening in Cuba now. So, and I think talking a little bit about your story and kind of the journey that you've been through kind of says that story a little bit, right? What the state of Cuba is today, right?
I think that in a way the story of almost any Cubans reflects that. Mine in particular also reflects the perversity of that regime against those who dare to live in truth, to live according to their feeling, according to their thinking, according to their will. That's very, very dangerous in our country. And I probably also want to mention that your family is Cuban, but you are also Cuban.
Oh yeah.
And that's part of what I have discovered as very unfair in the understanding of the Cuban-American community. I have now many friends that are as Cubans as I am, that probably knows more on tradition, history, and literature about my country than myself, that have never been in Cuba.
Right.
And I have been told, no, you have no right to talk about Cuba because you have never been there. So I was, for me it's important to mention that to you.
Yeah.
Just for you to know that you're as Cuban as I am, with the same power and the same right to talk about our country, to defend the cause, that whatever cause they're defending, and to show the world what Cubans are.
I think something that we mentioned here also several times is like we feel like we're almost the children of a forgotten culture, right? Because 50 years ago, a lot of what made us special was suppressed. Mm-hmm. And then when our families came here, we had to pivot and assimilate to what the American way of life was. And understandably so. Yeah. Because, my grandparents came here and they were trying to create a livelihood for their kids and what would end up being their grandkids, me and my cousins and my sister. And along the way, some people kind of forgot about how special our culture and who we are really is. And I think as I got older, and I left Miami for 4 years, I felt even more connected to my roots when I left than when I was here. Because when I was here, it's like 80% Cuban here, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you feel like you're with your people. And then when you leave, you're missing an entire part of your being.
You had your experience of exile when you leave Miami.
Well, when I lived in Virginia, it was a very different thing. And, I missed so many things about just who we are. And I think what makes us special. In my journey of food, I found like one of my missions in life was to honor our culture and my grandparents and my parents through our food, through a new conversation of food and a new conversation of what Cuban-American food is and Cuban food is. So I appreciate you saying that because I've had that conversation with several people. It's like, well, you were born in America, so you're an American. I said, well, yeah, I'm American, but I am Cuban. Mm-hmm. There is no doubt that the inside of me, there is a fire that is not just from this country. It's from somewhere else. And, it's an interesting thing. And it's like in your mind, trying to figure that out as you grow older and as you become an adult and how you want to say your story and you want to leave your legacy one day. It's a lot.